Oops. Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of The Love Witch, where we are here to help you heal your heart, raise your love vibration, and manifest your soulmate. That's why we're all about the pink here on The Love Witch. Today, we're actually going to be talking about the lymph system and how does this relate to you and your relationships? We're going to have to listen to this episode to find out. If you're having any problems with your lymph system, chances are you're going to totally identify with the emotional aspects of the lymph system. Okay. So we're really, really happy you're here. We'll wait just a few minutes to let people tune in before we dive deep into the lymph system. And I already see there's some people here in the chat room. So welcome. I see Margaret. Hello, Margaret. Hi, beautiful. We have Allison. Oh, thank you for tuning in from the UK, Allison. We love to see you here. So we have been discussing the lymph system and all the different ways that you can be affected physically, but also spiritually and emotionally. And it's really, really interesting when you break down the mind-body connection with any of the things that are going on with you. And I love to share this content and help you get real usable skills and tools to help you heal on every level. So, oh, hi, Diana. Hello. Diana Waddell just joined.
Oh, hi, Diana. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Thank you for tuning in and for sharing some time with us today. I'm going to go ahead and, Lonnie, do you want to go ahead and put the card up?
Yeah.
I think let's just dive in. When people tune in later, if they've missed this part, they can always rewatch the beginning. So today we are going to be talking about the lymph system and how that relates to you in your own personal life, physically, but also emotionally and spiritually, and how that has a direct impact on your relationships. So this is really, really, really important information. And Lonnie's going to add to it. I'm going to read out of the Spiritual Anatomy Divination card deck, which I wrote. And of course, Lonnie illustrated all the cards that went with it. But she also has a supplemental form written out, typed up, that we wanted to add on to this information to give you even more information to deal with and to heal with. Okay.
I think before moving forward too, just remember, like, everything that happens in your body is connected to your life energetically, spiritually, emotionally. Like, you know, I think like in our society, like in Western culture, we like to think that everything is really separate. Like, oh, I've got like XYZ wrong with my body, and we just assume that it's just completely physical. But I mean, our bodies are, you know, hardwired to work with our brains, and our brains are hardwired by emotions and our pasts and our traumas and our ancestors, our DNA. So it all really plays together.
So it happens spiritual first. That's why you can usually see some kind of ailment coming in on a spiritual energy vibration first. And then the closer it gets, it starts to really affect your emotions and feelings, belief systems. And then if it's not healed, it gets into the physical body. So you can heal it physically, you can heal it emotionally or spiritually. And I like to give people this information because, yes, you know, we're not doctors. I am an intuitive I'm a medical intuitive. I always say that backwards. I'm a medical intuitive, which means I have spent years studying mind-body medicine and going into the different systems of the body and knowing what emotions go with what diseases, which ones show up. It is so synchronistic. It is so on point. Every time somebody has, you know, disease A, they have these emotions with it. They have these issues in their life or these issues in a relationship. And it is absolutely amazing to get into the study of this field and to know that there is a connection. So I would never take anything away from somebody, no matter how they wanted to treat it. You know, if you love traditional medicine and you believe in it and you've got a great doctor, great. I'm so happy for you because there's a really great balance between Eastern medicine and Western medicine. And we should take the best of the best, right? We should just incorporate it all, honor ourselves, navigate through our own path as we're healing. And I like to say, you know, get advice here get diagnostics here, treat it however you like to. And I think it's a really good balance of the East and Western medicine to bring about the fullest, most complete healing. So that's why we like to offer this information. And of course, this does impact your relationships. And because we want you all to be so in love with yourself and be able to attract and love, it's very important to know what kind of issues could be getting created through your physical body as well. Okay, so let's dive in. We have Carissa here. Welcome. It's nice to see you, honey. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can read the description in this card. And then Lonnie's gonna add a little bit more to it. So with the lymph system, okay, when you select this card, the lymph system is calling out to you. Exercise is key to keep your lymph system functioning properly. The lymph system includes the tonsils, the spleen, and the liver, and works closely with the entire circulatory system. If you are experiencing any health concerns, you may want to focus on healing this system of your body. There may be stagnation in the emotional parts of your life that you wish to heal as well. The emotions that are held in the lymph system are feelings of helplessness, regret, and fear of confrontation. When issues arise in the lymph system, there's usually an inability to feel joy. Increasing your exercise and building muscle is very beneficial for the lymph system and will keep it healthy. This card may come to you because you have been thinking about joining a gym or beginning a new exercise routine. The answer is yes. Muscles actually help the body to remove toxins and maintain health. As you begin to move your body in healthy new ways, your lymph system may kick out some trapped old emotions that were being stored inside you. Allow those old emotions to leave gently. And some additional meanings: assert yourself in respectful ways. You may be worried about how to approach a situation in your life that needs confronting. Connect with Creator or your higher source for the best way to do this. Move vigorously to pump the lymph system and assist your body in detoxifying. You may benefit from a natural lymph cleanse. Lyme's disease, leukemia, blood cancer, varicose veins, anemia, and iron deficiency are often associated with the lymph system. If you or someone you know is affected by these diseases, seek alternative healing. So I love that. And one of the first things that I would say is the exercise, the pumping of your lymph system. When I hear that, I'm reminded of those rebounders, the little mini trampolines, and just gently jumping on those to really pump your lymph system. You're not necessarily, any kind of exercise is going to be good. It's all going to be helpful. And especially exercise that's building muscle, because your muscle does pull toxins out of your body. So if you're lifting weights and building muscle, those muscles are going to go to work for you and start detoxifying your body. That's going to be very beneficial. But other than that, the bouncing, something that you're doing that's actually pumping your lymph system will really, really help it to cleanse and release the stored toxins. Lonnie, do you want to add to that? She's over here laughing at me. I must have said something strange. I know. She's got a dirty little mind, I think.
This is the love witch. Let's be real. What are some activities that you can do that includes bouncing?
Right. And and I think that's why everyone should make love more often. Let's be real. It's good for your lymph system. Okay, Lonnie's going to add to that.
Well, and to add to that too, you said, the lymphatic system it's really important for you to exercise and get movement. It looks like the lymphatic system, it doesn't have a pumping system like your heart does. So you have to actually physically get up and move your body. And whether that's even yoga, something like yoga, some kind of if you're not into weights, I think it's fun to mix things up, but I know some people really like more gentle movements with their bodies. Maybe it's harder. Maybe you've got if you're working with arthritis or something like that, or maybe it's just harder for you to be as
Yeah, if you have other health things going on and it's hard for you to. But you know what? You can still, they actually have, I just want to mention this because I know from my years of working with people on healing, they also have like bouncy chairs. Like you see those bouncy chairs for babies. They literally have those for adults too. So if you do have injuries or anything else, that could restrict you from jumping on a small trampoline, a rebounder, you can actually sit in one of the bouncy chairs that kind of just goes up and down still, because it is, I know she's going to start laughing at me. It is very important to go up and down to pump your lymph system. Like she said, it doesn't circulate by itself. You have to do that and assist your body.
Yeah. So, I mean, even like things like yoga or Tai Chi or whatever. And I know sometimes for me, like I'm a big yoga lover myself, but sometimes it moves too slow. So I'll actually kind of like speed up the program. So I feel like I'm actually like in the flow. But just kind of like listening to your body and figuring out what works for you. You know, what works for one person might not work for somebody else. My friend of mine is a big runner. Like she needs to run every single day to like get to feel like she's like on like in balance in her life. And when she doesn't, she's like, oh my God, like I feel so off. So it's like it's just figuring out and listening to your body.
Yeah. And there's some other diseases too that it includes.
Yeah. So it seems like if the lymphatic system's out of balance, you're going to have issues with cancer, tonsillitis, allergies, sinusitis, arthritis, colitis, lupus, and skin disorders. So any of these symptoms too, if you're experiencing any of these symptoms, it'd be important to get this checked out. But fluid retention, loss of energy, constipation, lower back pain, sluggish thinking, and enlarged tonsils. So any of those kind of popping up, it might be important to kind of just check in with your body, maybe check in with your healthcare provider, and then also get some kind of system in place where you're like, you're addressing the whole healing as a whole, not just physical, but mental, spiritual.
So you're not just taking something for the physical part of it, but you're also realizing these are the emotions that go with it. So I want to heal my emotions to support my body healing.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, here's how it happens. If you don't heal the emotions, your body recreates the illness. So even if you have taken a medicine or treatment, whether it's a natural herb or any other type of treatment, if you have not healed the emotions that go with it, your body will recreate it. That's very, very common in a healing crisis. It'll just continue to create because it's those thought patterns, the beliefs, the feelings, the emotions that need to be healed.
It becomes a cycle. You know, I think people like when you take the medication, you're like, oh, everything's fine. I can go back to exactly how things were. And it's like, no, that's how it was created. Right. You have to address it at the source. And even too, it is a physical thing, like lifestyle. And that's just not, that's not just like what you're eating and how much you're exercising. I mean, it's a big part of it, but also it's like what you're consuming mentally, spiritually, what you're allowing in your life. I think people that have lymphatic issues, we're talking about this before we aired, but people that have issues with their lymphatic system actually have difficulty feeling victimized or having victimhood programs.
Yes. And so they come off as very aggressive in confrontation because they're naturally feeling, emotionally feeling attacked before anybody has said anything. They just feel this way already. So they're going to be on hyper alert. And when it comes to any kind of scenario where there's confrontation, they're going to be more aggressive because they are operating out of a fear system. So when somebody's already feeling attacked, of course, they're going to be more difficult in a confrontation or discussion. And it's closely linked with the circulatory system. And we know about the circulatory system that it's all about being in the flow, and that's about good communication, right? And so when we're having an issue like this, what the lymph system is saying, we're blocked, we're having stagnation. We know that they're not in the flow. We know that they're not feeling the love. They're not feeling calm. They're not having really smooth conversations or really, really good communication. So if you experience these things, it's really important to know you may have, a physical ailment that's creating these types of issues in your relationship, and you can heal them on all levels. Any which way you start is going to be good and helpful. Yes. So, but it's important to know that they're connected.
Yeah. And, like you said, the lymphatic system, it's a part of, your immune system. So it's interesting that people that have issues with this system is that they feel attacked and they do feel like they have to be on the defense, which that's what your immune system does, right? Like it protects your body from foreign invaders, from anything that might harm it. Yes. So emotionally, it's so interesting how those two interplay, like how emotionally you feel like you're constantly being attacked. So if your like lymph system's overactive, you're constantly going to be on the defense, constantly going to be feeling threatened, constantly like, oh, like I have to protect myself at all costs and I have to like, be very defensive. But if it's underactive, you might not be doing that enough. You might not be standing up for yourself. You might not be speaking your truth or saying what needs to be said or feeling like you are in alignment with your truth. So it's such an interesting, line to walk and balance. But I think the key word is out of balance. So knowing when it's out of balance, then you can kind of address it at its source.
Yeah. And, once one of the reasons why I do like the little bouncing, I do like that.
That's going to be the joke for the day.
One of the other reasons I do like that is because once you start to flush your lymph system, it will take with it. I think we mentioned this earlier. It will help draw out some of the stagnant emotions that you've been holding on to. And that's why sometimes you feel so good after exercise. It's not just because you've been breathing deeply and exercising and moving your body. It's because out with those toxins, physical toxins, emotional toxins, spiritual toxins, and it's releasing blockages and stagnation, recreating flow in your life. So that is one of the reasons why people feel so good when they exercise.
Absolutely.
So I think that's really important. And, we have a lot of clients in this last year were very, very fearful, and life in general was very stagnant. So there's a lot of people that were actually having more lymphatic issues this last year. And because of all the fear, feeling attacked, like worrying about being attacked from the virus, worrying with what was happening in the news, in the cities or in the government, with all the things going on, that they were really reacting and overreacting out of a lot of fear and feeling personally attacked. And it really was like the cells in their body were already kind of set up to feel this way. So they may have been extra harsh or confrontational because of the disposition that they were already experiencing with their body. So I think that's important to mention, because wherever you can find your peace and healing, it will impact every level of your life.
Well, I'm talking too about like some of the emotional connections. It seems like poor decision-making skills, tendency to make the wrong friends, marry the wrong people, like repetitive patterns of this being, a thing in your life.
Yes.
It manifests constantly as feeling like someone's being attacked and being able to maintain independence and a sense of self. But yeah, definitely looking at your relationships, I think, is a really big key component to recognizing if this is an issue for you too. Like,
right.
How does that look for you? Is that a pattern? Is it like something that keeps looping?
Right. Yeah. And we work with people all the time that have different ailments.
Oh my gosh.
And so some of the things you mentioned on here, all kinds of different cancers, lupus, skin disorders, allergies, all of that stuff. In this comes back to the lymphatic system. So it's one of those things we really, really want to take seriously and heal. And your lymphatic system does want to heal.
Yeah.
So like everything in your whole entire body, it always wants to heal. And what we need to do is support it by clearing up our emotions, clearing up our thoughts, and actually implementing, like in this case, the exercise, the pumping of your lymphatic system, the moving up and down is very important.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to have Lonnie read a few of these. Maybe just the herbs. There's lots of essential oils that are really beneficial to help you. I'm going to have Lonnie read just the herbs here, because you can add these into your diet too to really help that system clear out.
Okay, so we got some, should you both here and here?
Yeah.
Okay. So any herbs and supplements that might help you with this issue, we have enzymes.
Yep.
Thyme. I cook with thyme. I just got into cooking with thyme, and let me tell you, it's like life changing. Ginger, love ginger.
I do
Myrrh,
too.
Sage. I love cooking with sage too. Oh my gosh, because it's kind of like, you like to like sage your house or smudge your house, and then it's like, might as well just like eat it while I'm at it. Get that negativity out of my body too. Echinacea, garlic, rosemary, calendula. Is it calendula?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna butcher this one. Elecampane.
Oh yeah.
Elecampane.
I don't know that one.
I've never heard of that one, but I'm really interested to like kind of research it and learn more about it. We also have cloves.
Yeah.
Elderberry. Looks like we said these. Parsley.
Yeah.
I think that's the list. Yeah.
Good.
So
those are all going to be very helpful for you. Also, if you're doing any healing, really look at any areas where you have felt stagnation or where you may have been feeling attacked.
Yes.
Where you've been struggling with confrontation. And it's also helpful to consider maybe it's not confrontation. Let's like kind of take that word and break it down a little bit, because as soon as somebody feels like they're going to have a confrontation, they tend to go into fight or flight. And that's based a lot on their childhood or the type of family that they grew up in. Confrontation kind of scares people, it triggers people. So let's just talk about expressing ourselves with love, expressing our truth, being very calm emotionally, being able to have the skills to communicate well so we can really connect with the person that we're talking to. One of the things I'd like to say about communication is that it's not just about you speaking at somebody. It's about knowing and understanding how the person that you're talking to receives information so that you can help deliver it in a way that they can truly hear what you're trying to express. So communication takes a little bit more effort. It is definitely a skill. But anytime that you start to worry about confrontation, I mean, sometimes people can get totally triggered by just having a confrontation on the phone, like about their cable bill or about something else that they have to clear up. And they can totally get into that freak fight or flight mentality and get really, really emotional and really angry and really stirred up because they know they're going to have a confrontation with a bill collector, you know? And so it's really important to stay balanced and to really honestly look at all your areas of communication. And if you have been finding that you've been reacting a little more aggressively, that you feel like you're being attacked by anybody or by the virus or by anything else, it's really important that you can go, you know what, maybe my lymphatic system is a little stagnant right now. Maybe I can add something like the rebounding or the exercise into my diet, or some of the herbs or essential oils to help flush my lymphatic system. And then review the same situation in another week or two and see how you're feeling about it then. Because I bet you'll find that as your body cleanses itself, you're actually going to feel and think about those situations very differently in a much more balanced and harmonious way. So I wanted to say hi quick to Stevie Ray. Hello.
Stevia.
Yeah.
Hello, Stevia.
Stevia. And Alan. Hello, Alan.
Hey,
Oh, thank you. Yes, anger and moods. Yes, absolutely. And yeah, so you want to read that one from Alan, honey?
Yeah, good info, you two. Makes total sense. Lymphatic inflammation and stagnation, and anger and moods tied to the kidneys and liver and their ability to remove toxins.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And you know, the liver it stores old resentment. So the liver is like really about anger, resentment, and old energies. So because the lymphatic system includes that, of course, right? Doesn't that make sense? So yeah, it's really important to just take an honest look at yourself. Let's see how we can get out there, move our body, and get some of that energy flushed out of our body. If you have any of the dis-eases, like we've mentioned here, of course, we're not medical doctors, but anything that we have added to this discussion will help you to feel better, help you clear out that system, and support it in doing what it needs to do so that you feel better physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, Mary Flynn, hi. So does anybody have any questions? Have you guys been experiencing anything like this, like with the lymphatic system, or any other questions? We're totally open here. So just type it up in the chat room and I'd love to answer those.
I kind of want to add to what you said before about like, you know, confrontation and being able to like communicate. I love what you said about understanding how to communicate with the person that you're trying to like work through an issue with and how they receive information. Like,
yes.
I think it's so easy for us to be like, this is like what I need to say, and I need to say it like this, and I need to feel like this is my information, and like throw it out. But then it's like, remember your audience too, and the person.
Yes.
Like the communication is the goal. It's not just what you have to say; it's how you say it and how you deliver it, so that person can receive and hear. That's so valuable. Like, I think once you like navigate that, you're like, you're set for life in a lot of ways. You can handle so many diverse situations, and like, yeah.
Yeah, and it's really important. Like, if there's some people that are, let's say you have to tell your boss something, you know, there's some people that will go into like, oh my God, how am I going to say this? And they go into all their old triggers, all the times they've been rejected, all the times they've been put down, all the times they've been threatened. Maybe there's fear of loss, fear of losing a job, fear of losing money. And so it contains a lot of energies, right? But then if you think about it and you're like, okay, how can I speak my truth? Number one, voice what I need to voice. But, and I always tell people this, bring it through your heart chakra, bring it down through your heart, filter it there, fill it up with love, and that'll give you the wisdom to be able to speak it in a way that will be actually heard. Okay. Because when we are saying something that feels confrontational, it is going to be blocked. It is going to be met with a lot of aggression or just totally blocked. So bring it down through your heart chakra, fill it up with that kind of balanced emotion, bring it through your intellect if you need to, go down and then bring it up and then speak your truth. And it really isn't about confrontation. You might need to take a beat, take a breath, and to really recalibrate so that you can speak your truth really calmly and effectively and really be heard from the person that you're trying to communicate with.
It's definitely a balance of like speaking with strength, but also speaking with love.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can speak, you know, you can always speak your truth, even if it's something that the person doesn't want to hear. You know, if they react badly, that's on them. And you have no control over that, but you can still do your best to communicate it with that wisdom and to really make it in such a way that even if they do hear it and it's something they don't want to hear, they will be more apt to receive it if you do these techniques and you kind of cleanse it up. Be more intentional about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Stevia adds, swimming is wonderful for moving the lymph system.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and very gentle for the body too. So that's great. Yeah, that's really good, especially if you have joint pain. Yeah. So to be suspended in water is wonderful. I used to be such an avid swimmer. I really miss it. Yeah, swimming is so good for you.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's see. Do we have any questions? I saw, so Stevia says she also has different shaped medicine balls. Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you do a little bouncing on those then? Or, I mean, I know that a lot of people stretch, they can be used in so many different ways, but that's a really inexpensive way to bring something into your home that you can use and really, you know, continue to help your lymph system. That's wonderful.
Actually, you know, with COVID and the pandemic and everything, a lot of people are working from home. A friend of mine has one of those that she sits on. Like, she just sits on the ball and like kind of like does her work on her laptop and she kind of like bounce, but it keeps her like moving. It actually strengthens your like spine. Like, it helps you like
I love that.
Muscles, so you have to like kind of sit up straight so you're not slouching over and like hunched over. You know, you kind of have to like use the muscles to like,
throw away the desk chair and bring in the bouncy ball.
Yes, like, she like raves about it. She's like, it's the best thing I ever did. She's like, I feel like I'm so much more like aligned. And I feel so much healthier when I'm working. And then she actually like kind of gives herself breaks during the day to stand up and stretch like in between her working shifts so that she can like, you know, stay active and stay moving, you know.
Does anybody else do that? Does anybody else use the medicine balls? They have become so popular, and I never really got into them at the gym. I always was kind of going back towards the things, you know, like the walking, the treadmill, then the weights, and you know, I kind of had my own little routine, so I never really got that familiar with them. But you're right, they're really available now. They're pretty much everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, so any other questions in there? You guys have any questions for the Love Witch? I love to answer your questions.
I think let's talk about how it's also addressed, like how it connects with like, you know, not just relationships in life, but also like your romantic relationships.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, if somebody, well, number one, if your lymphatic system is out of balance, we discussed that how you make poor choices in relationship. How you actually don't have that kind of discernment and you pick poor partner sometimes for yourself.
How many, let's do a show of hands in the comments. How many of you have picked a poor partner?
Yeah, right. Yeah, actually, this made a lot of sense to me. I'm
raising my hand over here too.
Yeah, this actually made a lot of sense to me because when I was young, I did have problems with my tonsils, and sometimes allergies and some other things that were on that list. And I was like, oh yeah, I made a lot of bad decisions in the partners that I chose, especially early in my life, and so that kind of makes sense. I had to really grow and develop skills for communication and for balanced emotions. I had to do a lot of healing on myself to get there because I didn't come from a home that offered it, and I didn't have relationship experiences within my family that I could take with me out in the world that were healthy. So yes, I had to kind of do my own healing and my own introspection and really learn these things for myself so that I could improve my relationships, but also my health. So yeah, it's all about coming into balance and kind of knowing like where you're set up. We also discovered that like a lot of times you can be born with a certain predisposition for this if your mother took different drugs during pregnancy or did something prenatally. You could have come in with some issues already set up to create lymphatic issues.
On top of it being genetic too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and because I want to talk about that for just a moment, because epigenetics means that we, no matter what we're given genetically, our lifestyle impacts it. And that means our thoughts, our beliefs, our feelings, our food, our exercise, that we can literally, even if you are predisposed to have something because it's been in your family line forever, I see people heal that all the time.
You can overwrite the program.
Boot it out. Yes, yes. I mean, another way that I do that sometimes, if you see that there's been a problem, maybe if you've had lymphatic issues in your family line and you thought it was hereditary, you can usually go back to find out which ancestor first had the first case of lymphatic problems and what was going on emotionally in their life. And you can literally go about healing it in your genetic family line and bringing it forward to yourself. That's a really good way to uncover some genetic predispositions. Okay.
I'm cracking up. In the comments, we got a few hands being raised. With
oh yeah, woo, woo, yes.
Mary says once or twice.
Yeah, Mary.
Diana Waddell just says yes. Yes.
I know.
Love it.
I know.
Stevie's like, yeah, raising the hand.
Yeah, I know. We've all been there. Hey, you know what? We're just a work in progress. Nobody has to be perfect. True. But it's like when you do get information and you get different insights, you can go, a light bulb moment. Like maybe I overreacted. Why did I overreact? And you may have thought at the time that you were acting entirely normal and then regretted it later. It might be just indicating to you that you're out of balance in your body. You may be having lymphatic issues. Okay. So as you heal that, as you just be really gentle with yourself, don't judge yourself for it. Judging yourself just kind of connects you to that energy and doesn't allow it to shift and move out of you. So just go, okay, boop. Okay. Let's just call that one. Like that was like not such a great shining light moment. Let's just say it that way. Not so hot, right? That's okay. We all have them. So moving forward, let's get into balance before we rethink and find a new game of action. Okay. So we want to like get our body moving. We want to like put some herbs in our diet to help us supplement. We want to make sure we're not feeling attacked. We're not feeling victimized. We're not feeling stagnant. Get yourself in a higher vibration, then review the scenario and see what you would say or do different. Coming from a higher perspective will always help you shift the situation that you're feeling bad about.
And I like that too. I just want to like readdress, like stand up or not stand up, but confirm what you just said. That's what I'm looking for. Confirm what you just said. Like it come at it from all angles. Like it's not just diet. It's not just relationships. It's not just how you feel. It's like, it's all of it. So if one thing's out of balance, it means it's all kind of playing in different areas of your life. So make sure you are addressing all angles to heal the issue.
Yeah. And people don't realize, your body is actually communicating to you in so many different ways. Not only do your organs literally talk to you, you have viruses within your body talking to you. You could have parasites within your body talking to you. You have belief systems. You have loops in your mind that you were given genetically. You have like all these crazy things going on. You know, your inner world is full. And so we want to like kind of harness that energy, and like be able to tune things out that are not in your highest and best. But if you're somebody that's having a lot of negative thoughts or finding yourself going into depression, not being able to pull yourself out, immediately the first thing I would do is say, you need to be out in nature. You need to exercise your body, do the lymph stuff, do the bouncy ball, do the up and down, you know, get your body moving, clean up your diet, add some herbs, add some supplements, you know, do these things. And it's like a practice because you're bringing in a new vibration for your body, especially if you've had a condition for a long time and it hasn't shifted. You really want to really nurture yourself and really bring in excess of all the good stuff to replenish you all the way through, all the way deep into your cells, creating a new vibration for you to carry. Okay. So like sometimes people get on a new plan, they may do it for like a week or two, and then they kind of get off of it. And, you know, I've done the same. And sometimes I have my vitamins right on the counter and I just push them around next to my coffee cup. and then I go, oh, I forgot, you know, and then I get back at it. So that's okay. Just be gentle with yourself. Just always say, oh, I'm back at it now. Okay. You don't have to be hard on yourself if you missed or if you got off on a different path for a little while.
Progress, not perfection.
Yeah, I love that. Progress, not perfection.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just give yourself, you know, permission to like know that you can ebb and flow and do your best when you can, and understand that it's not about having to be constantly like, oh, like I'm every single day, I've done this for every single day. You know, it's like, you know, we're human and it's okay. Life happens and you get back at it when you get back at it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay, so we got a question here by Mary Flynn.
Yes.
Okay.
How do you heal yourself when you are not aware what you need to heal?
Okay, so I would just really start with the basics, Mary. And you know what? I think this episode is really good for you because I'm actually feeling stagnation. I'm feeling like some sluggish energy around you. And so I think everything that we've said in this episode, everything, I mean, do you have a bouncy ball or, you know, or the other? Mary, we need to hook you up, girl. So we need to get you bouncing. Okay. I think we really need to get you bouncing. I feel like this is really beneficial for you. I don't feel that you have anything that you can't change. I don't feel like you have like a dis-ease or an ailment physically. I just feel energy that's stagnant. And I feel like that has to do with it's affecting your thought patterns. Okay. So for you in particular, I really like the bouncy thing. And then take advantage of any of the other information too. Like, let's just really get your lymph system cleared out. Again, they say when you start with your lymph system, it supports everything else in your body so that everything else will go back to work and function better when the lymph system is cleared out.
Yeah, and just increasing flow and like figure out like what's your next best step. You know, how do you get on that path? And like I said before, progress, not perfection, but like what can you do right now to start making those adjustments to feel like that flow is coming back into your life? Like lift that dam and like increase the flow. Yeah,
and I'd also like to challenge you on this because we're so predestined to like or set up kind of to always look for things that are wrong with us, whether it's, you know, I don't know. I think there's just a culture around that where we're feeling like, what's wrong with our life? Oh, what do I need to heal? What's wrong with me? Instead of the opposite, which is what's really great about your life, Mary, and what's really great about who you are, and what's really great about the way you look and feel, and what's really great about your accomplishments, because that list is extremely long. I mean, I know you personally, and I'm just thinking you need to really, really give yourself credit for a lot of your achievements.
Oh my gosh.
And a lot of, your energy and so many amazing qualities that you have. So let's put some focus on that. And I really want you just to kind of go like this and pat yourself on the back too. In fact, everybody who's tuning in with me right now, give yourself some self-love right now and be like, good job, you know, like, let's really celebrate that and really understand that, like what Lonnie said, progress, not perfection. Okay. And when you start uplifting your emotions and your love vibration, you're going to see that a lot of little aches and pains just go away because you're back in flow. You're back in circulation. Aches and pains come when we have stagnation. It's trapped energy inside the body. So the more we can move and the more we can communicate, those are all things that keep us in flow. That allows us to literally raise our vibration, keep a higher vibration, and eliminate those aches and pains and negative thoughts.
Yeah. Well said.
Thank you. Thank you. Does anybody else have questions for us?
We can start pulling some love hearts.
Yes, I'd love to pull some love hearts. I think we're getting close to being done. This is going to be a little bit shorter today, I feel. Yeah.
It's a lot of information. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot of information, and yeah, and we've already given them stuff. We can mention some essential oils too, if they're interested in that. All right.
Oh, also, you guys remember we're not doing the love charm bags anymore. But if you're interested in perhaps buying them in the future, that might be a possibility. We're still kind of figuring out details with that. But we wanted to thank you guys for staying active with those.
I know, it was so much fun. We gave away a ton of love charm bags, and we literally sent them all over the world. And it's so awesome to know that we bless them, we charge them with love, just to raise love vibrations and create community and give people hope. And so much fun to be able to do that. So we thank you for giving us the opportunity to give that to you.
And just a reminder too, if you guys love watching this broadcast, if you love watching the Love Witch actually has a book. If you want to read it,
of course I do.
It's the Love Book. It's so amazing. It's filled with all of this valuable information that we talk about on this broadcast, and even more that you can use on a personal level. So, I mean, if you guys have been wanting to really dive in and do more of your own self-healing, this is the place to start.
Yeah, and not to call anyone out, but Dee Sheffield. So she literally just read my book, and she was hilarious. So I get the call from her, and she goes, well, I just wanted to support you, which is why I bought your book. I really wasn't even going to read it. I was just going to put it on my bookshelf, but I wanted to be supportive as a friend. And she goes, but then I guess she was sitting in the sun one day, and she decided to kind of just go through it, and she got locked in, and she calls me and she goes, oh my God, was I wrong? And she goes, now I understand why all my relationships have been the way they were. She goes, I learned so much. And so she just went on, and I was so thankful and so happy that she was able to receive the information in the book. It was all channeled. It came through very quick. There's no filler. There's no fluff. It's right to the point. So it's a very quick read, but there's a lot of valuable information inside this book that will really help you shift and hold a higher love vibration.
So I've actually read it. I'm going to pop in. Yeah. I've actually read it personally, and I've had some, I'm going to go underneath here.
Oh, the book.
I've read it personally, and I've had some friends also read it, and they've all said kind of the same things, that it's very valuable. It's a very quick read. It's not it's not going to take you weeks to get through.
No,
it.
Probably a night.
Probably a night, maybe a 2-day, if you're kind of casually browsing through it. But there's so much valuable information and things that you can actually apply. It's not just theoretical. It's oh my God, it's eye-opening. It's these are things that you kind of feel you should have known, but you read it in the book and you're oh my God, duh.
Yes.
I needed to it's having it in front of you, just it's I don't know how to explain. I'm running out of words, but it's basically very direct, and it's good for you to be able to because I'm not somebody, I don't like reading fluff. I kind of get bored. I lose track of time. Yeah. I'm just I fall out of interest. This is not that kind of book. It's just very here's the information you need. Here's how you can fix it. Here's
what to do.
Here's tools. Here's resources. Here's how you can make it better. And here's, so it's great. It's a good book.
I couldn't believe Dee. I am going to, I know I told you I wasn't going to call her up, but I had to, because I couldn't believe my friend actually said that to me. I was just going to buy it and put it on my shelf just to support you. I didn't think I needed it. And then, oh my God, I did need it. Wow, it's making so much sense now. That was so cute and so genuine. And thank you, Dee. I'm glad you bought the book to support me. I'm even more glad that you read it and that it really impacted you and it's changing your heart and life. So I thank you so much for that opportunity. So we also have some other people in here. So we have Mr. Vex, welcome. And Carissa, she's got a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris says, when you feel that you need to heal from a past relationship and are trying to do the things to heal, but you're still feeling stuck from moving forward, how can you tell where you need to go to heal?
Okay, Carissa. Honestly, I would say I would recommend to get the Love Book. It's only $12.99 on Amazon. I have links for it on my website. I have links below this video. It will actually help you find some of your love blocks and why you may be experiencing this pattern of not being able to release a relationship.
I love the book because it really helps you like tap in with, like, it's not asking somebody to tell you what's wrong. It's like you're learning how to tap in with yourself and be like, oh, like this is where my problems stem from. This is like where, you know, I've been getting, it's really, it's like a guide in a book, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And so when we find that we're having issues not being able to heal from something in the past, every time we think about it or replay the feelings from this old experience, we're literally recreating the future from that energy. Okay. It's so important to know this because when we're re-examining the relationship, sometimes we don't get closure. Maybe we have a broken heart, but every time we replay the scenario or we replay conversations or we go back and connect with that energy, we're literally magnetizing more of the same. So, and this is why it's so helpful to realize, I like to shift people actually. The most beneficial thing you can do is put all of that aside. And Carissa, what did you learn from that relationship? All people serve us, all relationships serve us, they all move us forward. And if you can get the lesson, you can release the person in the paradigm. Okay. Really, really, really important for you to get the lesson. And then that'll offer you some clarity for bringing your vibration up and attracting a more, I was going to say, compatible or more sustaining relationship, right? Because when you come up with this awareness, you don't have to replay the same scenario. You can release the energy involved with what didn't work, and you can actually rise up and bring in something that really, really works with you better, that's really more in alignment with what it is that you want to have.
Yeah, every relationship has a lesson, good or bad. Even if the relationship ended poorly, there's still something to be gained from it and brought forward into your life. And there's a reason why it happened. You know, there's a reason that you needed to learn that. So yeah, I like that. Mr. Vex. Oh, actually, and Carissa just added too. She's like, I did buy the book. I went through it, so that's awesome. Thanks,
good.
Carissa.
Thank you, Carissa. Yeah, do the heart healing. The heart healing and removing your love blocks. Pay extra attention to those chapters. Like literally go through it and tune in with yourself, and just you'll gain a lot of clarity on it. And then there's some of the exercises more towards the back are about raising your vibration after you cleared up and made pathway to be raised. Okay.
So Mr. Vex has a funny comment here. Can you cast a spell that will allow me to find a woman who loves sports, doesn't make me throw out the trash, a hot chick who has good credit and can deal with my body odor? Mr. Vex.
Mr. Vex.
That's a tall order, friend.
That is a tall order, but you know what?
Hey, there's someone out there for everyone.
There are multiple soulmates for everybody.
So true. Honestly, hey, who's to say that lady doesn't exist? You know?
You know what? Here's what I want to say, Mr. Vex. If first of all, no matter what we think our perceived flaws are, that's usually what endears us to our soulmate, right? So instead of changing it and trying to improve on outer this or that, it's like that is probably what makes you really you, or really unique, or really funny. And your soulmate is going to be so attracted to that and think it's just hilarious or funny and be so charmed by some of these things. So I would just say, be authentically you. The only thing we really want to change is the way we feel about our past. We want to heal our heart so we're not holding on to old energy. But showing up more authentically you is the exact way you attract in your soulmate.
I want to add to that. We can be authentically ourselves, but do not block out room for growth. It's okay.
Yes.
I mean, maybe you meet a lady, right? She's everything on your list that you want. Maybe she asks you to take out the trash once or twice, and you're like, you know what, honey? You know what? You're my soulmate. I'll take out the trash. So I mean, it's okay. It's okay. There's room for growth, and absolutely, I do think that like whatever you're seeking, if your soulmate is ready to find you and you're ready to find your soulmate, there's nothing in the universe that can block you from finding that.
I remember when you were little. Remember that cartoon that we had up on I think we had it on the refrigerator or something. I don't remember where it was like.
It was, I think
about taking out the trash.
Yeah.
And it was like this really beautiful diva, and she's like,
I love taking out the trash, except for when it smells like ass.
La la la.
And you know, she's like wearing her high heels, holding a garbage bag. It was the funniest thing.
I know. And we're like, that's us. You know, we take out the trash all the time. Yeah. We're independent women. We take out the trash.
Absolutely.
You know. Yeah. So yeah, that's just not to make light of your question. I think it's lovely though, and I love your humor. But absolutely. You know, whatever you focus on, here's the deal with the law of attraction, whatever you believe you're deserving of, whatever you believe would light you up and make you the happiest, you're currently in the vibration of attracting it to you.
Of course.
So we only want to clear our blocks that tell us we don't deserve it or we can't have it or it doesn't exist. Right. But if you're like, yeah, I wake up every day, that's what I want. That's what would just light up my world. That would make me the happiest. You start attracting it. You start immediately sending out the signal to bring it into you. So the law of attraction works for everybody, and we all manifest things. You only want to clear your blocks or doubt or fear about having what you want, and it will come in fast.
Actually, Mr. Vex, thank you so much for leaving this comment, because I think there's a lot of people that have questions similar to what you're asking.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Thank you for being vulnerable and throwing it out there. And he also adds, I'm nice though. And absolutely, that's amazing. That's a great quality. There's definitely going to be someone that's like, oh my God, like, and connect with that. There's,
yeah. And Eddie joined us.
Eddie adds, I'm a single dad. Can your book help me find a woman?
Oh, hi, Eddie.
It's a very sweet question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, because the book, the information in the book is all about healing your past. So first of all, I just want to give a shout out. I love single dads. I have a lot of single dad friends, and they're some of my favorite guys in the whole world. And so good for you, you know, that you're a single dad and that you're being a good dad. First of all, that's one of the things that is a real gem in terms of women and their attraction towards you. When women see a man that is a good father, everything inside them just lights up. Like the cells react to it because they're like, oh, good man, good father. You know, those are good qualities. So right off the bat, that's going to make you stand out from your competition a bit. And of course, it depends on what age you're at, you know, and what age group you're dating. But yes, the love book will help you in the way that talks about patterns in relationship, and it will reveal some blocks that you may have about attracting in somebody that's really a good compatible fit, which I call your highest potential soulmate. So I'm like, let's face it, every day of the week, we meet people, we can like just start going out with them. We can date multiple people. We can even call in multiple soulmates. But in my book, I want to help you get your highest potential soulmate, somebody that's really coming in to love the authentic you. So my book will just, it very quickly runs you through about how to raise your vibration, how to hold yourself at a higher level, how to clear out past programming or blocks around love. And when I say blocks about love, that's really more belief systems that you may have in place. Like there's not a woman out there that will take out the trash. There's not a woman that will love me because I have a child, I have responsibilities, and women only want to be with free people. You know what I mean? Sometimes people have those kind of ideas. But in reality, like we were talking about with Mr. Vex, being a single father actually elevates you. It's your belief system around it, right? So what you're going to be drawing in for yourself is a woman who actually has integrity and morals around parenting. And that's lovely because you're going to like skip over a bunch of the riffraff to bring in a woman that values that. And you're going to have a much better relationship with somebody when your values are in alignment with each other.
And Eddie, I don't know if you saw that in the comments. I know you're asking about where to buy Diana's book. It should be listed either at the bottom of this video. I did try and add the link in the comments. Sometimes we have like an issue with when I reply to comments, sometimes it doesn't show up on Facebook. So But yeah, so I tried to add it there just as a little reply. But all her links are below her videos. So if you want to buy the book, that should
and at any time you can go to my website at www.dianapalm.com, and then everything's on there too. But yeah, it's just called The Love Book, The Secret to Finding Your Soulmate. So thank you for asking about that.
And I want to add too, I mean, especially to the two guys that tuned in today, like I think what I love about soulmates is that I think society thinks that you have to be perfect before you meet your soulmate. And I think what makes you unique is what makes you find your soulmate. You embracing the parts of yourself that are you.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean you shouldn't heal and grow and change. And you know, we're
Well,
humans.
let's just wait. I want to address that before you move on from that, Lonnie.
Yeah.
Because when she's talking about healing and changing, okay, because I just did a video on this recently where it's like, this is just the way I am.
Yes.
Love me like this. It's just the way I am, flaws and all. Okay, first of all, no, that is not you. That is not your authentic self. When you've got all these flaws and bad behaviors and shortcomings, that's the you that has been molded by painful past. Okay? The real you is like more of who you were when you were a child in your happiest moments.
Aww.
Right?
That's so sweet.
It's before all the wounding took place. And so that's why it's so important to realize that stuff needs to be healed so you can be fully you. Your authentic you does not have those wounds. Your authentic you does not carry a lot of victimhood or a lot of emotional baggage because you've worked it through. And that's what makes you so dynamic as a partner. And that's what makes your soulmate really, really, really appreciate coming in and connecting with you. And I got to say, I have tons of clients, male and female, that are really, really looking for their soulmate. So a lot of times people think like, oh, there's just not enough out there, this or that, or men don't want to settle down. No, not true. The men I work with are really looking for their partner. They really want to find somebody to love and who will love them. So there's just a lot of misconceptions socially and what people talk about. But honestly, that is not my clientele. Both men and women want to connect with that true love. And it is something that just changes your life. It lights you up. It makes you feel healthy. It gives you a life purpose. It really, really brings your life to the next level. And we're in a time right now where we're coming together more than ever with our soulmate, with our divine union partners. So that's what you guys have to look forward to, right? So we just want to clear the baggage that makes you inauthentic so that you can be authentic and magnetize in your truest partners.
Love that. And yeah, I love that, being authentic. That's exactly what it is. You know, if you've got something that's like a quirky interest, right?
I love it.
Maybe you're interested in like, you know, collecting miniature horse figurines, and that's like your greatest passion in life. I don't know why I thought of that, but miniature horse figurines, right? That's your greatest passion in life, right? And it's super nerdy. It's very, very niche. It's very, you know, kind of like who does that, right? But you're like embarrassed about it. Don't be embarrassed about it. Right?
No.
Embrace it, because your soulmate's gonna be like, wow, what an interesting person. What a like unique person. And they're going to be totally about it. They're going to support it. They're going to love it. They're going to be drawn to it. Actually, it makes you stand out, and it makes them, if anything, they're probably just as unique as you are. Maybe they're also passionate about mini horse figurines. You know,
I think it's high time that everyone just let their freak flag fly.
Yes.
Right.
Embrace your authenticity.
I mean, who knew that I would grow up one day and be the love witch?
Right.
You know, who knew that I would grow up and literally be able to
pink wig and all.
Yeah. But who knew I'd be able to work with ghosts and heal hearts and do all this amazing stuff? You know, when I was little, I used to do sleepover parties all the time, and we do light as a feather, and we do all these fun things, seances, you know, all this fun stuff. But that was truly like in the depths of me what I loved. And I would just spend hours and hours in the library skipping class and reading books on dream analysis and hypnosis, and like I'm always trying to figure out like, what is this mystical field and how do people really heal and how can we create better lives? And you know, I was putting it all together even in my youth. So growing up and being able to do it is just the biggest pleasure. And of course that makes me not fit for a lot of people. That's okay. We don't want to fit with the wrong people. We only want to fit with our tribe, with the people that are in alignment with us.
Yes.
So the more authentic you are, the more freaky you are, the more you really, really are embracing who you genuinely are, you're going to attract in friends that vibe there. You're going to attract in your soulmate that adores that about you. So.
Yeah, well said.
Oh, and I saw D. I called you out already, D. You're going to have to rewatch it just about 10 minutes ago. All right. So
should we do like one love heart? Just to
I already pulled it. Here it is.
Okay.
Okay. And it's just a simple one. I just have There we go. Nature. You know what? Get out in nature. Also, this is really
talk about lymph system. Hey, get outside.
Yes, get outside. Put a coat on if it's still chilly where you are. It's a little chilly here. Get out and walk, move your body. Remember that bouncy. You got to get your body bouncing, got to get your body moving, get in the flow. Get outside in nature. Nature's also will help absorb all the stagnation and negative emotions. When you start circulating your body and getting out there, you're going to see that you feel better. So really get out in nature today. Get out in nature. Try to do it every day. It's just really, really good for you.
Oh, Mr. Vex adds, nature. I'm going to go fishing and think positive. Love it.
Yeah, awesome.
Love it.
Good. Tell us what size of fish you catch.
Yeah.
Okay, we got one more. Oh, okay. It's saying, at least this is so funny, along the same lines. Okay, and we got picnic dates.
Even picnic date with yourself, if you're single. Like,
you can do a picnic date with yourself. You can do a picnic date with a girlfriend, a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. You can have a group of friends. You can do it with your pet. Just get outside and have, again, it's like about nature, being outside.
Yeah.
I really love picnics. And, we have a beautiful cemetery real close to our house that we like to go to because it's like rolling hills, big mature trees. It's historic, so it has all the beautiful old headstones.
Very peaceful.
Yeah, it's very peaceful. It's really, really nice.
Walking trails.
Yeah, walking trails in there. Oh, it's lovely. But I love picnics, and they're just really good at grounding you. And you can just bring some light snacks with you, sit out with a bottle of wine, and just have a nice picnic and enjoy some conversation, some communication like we were talking about earlier. All right.
Oh, Mario just wants to add here. Diana, you enlighten my screen and everything you explain is very clear, so keep up the good work. It's not chilly here in Texas.
Oh, thank you. So is it Mario? Thank you, Mario. Yes. I appreciate it. Well, yeah, Texas, good. I need to go out west then because I'm about due for a warm up. Well, you guys, thank you so much. Should I pull one more or is that it?
Let's do one more.
Okay, we'll pull just one more. We'll just pull one more. Oh, okay. New talent. So somebody is revealing a new talent. You know what? I think this is a great little message because in our conversations today, we were talking about hobbies and different interests. It's like, if you don't right now have something that you can really grab and go like, this is what makes me really unique. This is my freak flag. Get a new talent.
Try something.
Try something new. And it doesn't, you know what I mean? I think one of the things that we forget as we get older is that we don't learn new things. We always go back to what we did in the past, but by that we're creating stagnation. I'm like, I don't want to do the same thing that I love and adore a million times. I'm no longer growing if I'm doing that. So I always want to expand upon trying new things or going new places or meeting new people because I want to continue to grow. And it's really good for the brain. It's really, really good to experience growth and expansion. So sometimes as adults, we don't like to start something new because we're beginners and we like to be experts. But being the beginner at something is actually really, really, really good for your soul because it knows you're growing. And it's really good for your brain. It'll keep you sharp.
Mason adds, you guys convinced me to go on a hike today.
Yay! Hey, Mason, enjoy your walk. And please don't even tell us what the weather's like in California today.
Oh my God, we're already jealous.
I know, we're already just jealous of Texas, so. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in with the Love Witch today. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you missed the beginning, go ahead and watch it on the replay. It'll be live on Facebook, and it's always available on YouTube. So we just thank you so much.
And last reminder too, if you guys enjoyed it, please feel free to share with your friends. If you feel like you know somebody that can benefit from the show, even if there's an episode that you want to share with them that you feel like is a specific topic that could help them out. Like, this show is meant to be shared. It's meant, we're here to share love and share like positivity and like help people. So, that's the goal. Yeah.
And actually we have all over if you go to YouTube on my channel, it's just Diana Palm. You actually can see the playlist, and I have a whole playlist for specifically the Love Witch, which goes through different topics that we've already covered through the Spiritual Anatomy Divination card deck. So you could actually look at like 1 or 2 words that will tell you and direct you to the different topics if you'd like to learn more about that topic. So be sure to check that out if that's of interest to you. All right,
guys. Well, thank you so much for watching the Love
Witch. Thank you, Mr. Vex. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We love you. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Love you.